In this video, you are going to learn different levels of reading. Reading has got different levels. Different people read the same material in different manner on the basis of their capacity, on the basis of their reading way, mode of reading. There are 4 levels of reading. Just look at this level of reading. The first one is literal level of reading. Just look at the term itself, literal. Literal reading is the straightforward reading. It is the straightforward reading that you are reading the lines as they are. Literal reading is the straightforward reading in which the reader comprehends only what the writer wrote, without going deeper into the inner meanings or what the author might have intended. It is straightforward reading. The reader does not try to go deeper. The reader does not try to guess what the author might have intended. He just reads the lines. He just reads the lines, nothing else. Just reads the lines and gets the points he requires without thinking about the dual meanings of different usages used by the writer, without interpreting anything, without thinking about the inner meanings, the hidden meanings, the hidden agenda of the writer, just catching what the lines tell him. There are some aspects for this reading. So what the reader focuses on during the literal level of reading, he just focuses on what words state the main idea of the story, summarize what she or he is saying, then outlining the first paragraph of the story. What happened first, second and last? How are these things alike? How are they different? What things belong together? He just looks at the points. What are the different words which tells the main story of the story? How does the author summarize what she or he is saying? Just look at the summary. Then just look at the outlining of the paragraph. Then what is first, second, third, the arrangement, the points. So just like you are reading for your examination, just go through the text and just get the points. This is literal reading. What is next? The second reading is interpretive or inferential reading. Just look at the term, you can see you have to interpret something, or you have to infer. Inferring is the ability to reach some interpretation or some idea by thinking, by using your logical thinking capacity, even when there is nothing like that written by the author. Interpretive or inferential reading is a reading between the lines, in which the reader tries to catch the inner meaning, so what the writer might have intended to say, which cannot be grasped by mere peripheral reading of the lines. Literal reading is peripheral reading, but this interpretive reading is reading between the lines. You are trying to find out something hidden by the writer in between the lines. You think by making use of your previous experiences, previous readings, and you just make use of your logical thinking capacity, and you're finding out something which might have been intended by the writer but not present there in the lines. This is something higher. You can indulge in interpretive reading or inferential reading only when you have got a better reading skill, only when you have got some experiences, only when you have got some aesthetic sense. So this is interpretive reading or inferential reading. What does the reader focuses during the interpretive or inferential level of reading? What does the author value? What is the idea which the author trying to convey? What is the theme? What is the real theme? What is the topic? What is the real theme? What effect does this character even have on the story? Look at some character. What is the importance of this character in this story? What is the influence of this character in the story? What is the relationship between, what is the real relationship between the protagonist and some other character in the story? So making some analysis, making some comparison, making some contrast by using your logical thinking. Then sometimes, even before the story ends, you may be able to predict the end of the story. Or you may have, you can tell the ending of the story is not accurate. The writer should have done this one. Or the writer should have ended the story just like this. So this is interpretive reading or inferential reading. Then critical level of reading. Reading something just for criticizing. Criticizing means just for finding out something good or bad. And here you are making some judgment. Critical level of reading is a higher level of reading in which the reader goes through the text for the purpose of judgment by making use of some criteria by which he values the quality of the text, its reliability, its authenticity, and so on. So you are reading something just for judging it, just for valuing it, just for finding out the qualities of the work, and just for finding out the disadvantages of the work, the faults done by the author in the work, just for telling whether it is an original work or whether it is a plagiarized work, whether it is something creative, whether it is stolen by from some other sources. So this is critical level of reading. You are reading something not for getting some content. And sometimes inferential reading also may be there because you can criticize a piece, a written piece, or you can value a written piece. You can judge a written piece not only by reading the item in a peripheral level, but you have to go deeper into the text. So this is critical level of reading. You read something for judging it on the basis of some criteria. You will have some points. You will have some criteria. You will have some value points. On the basis of these value points, you will judge whether the written piece is good or not. And the last one, sorry, and what the reader focuses here. Could this possibly happen? If the writer tells that It was 1945. The protagonist called the heroine on his on her mobile phone. Then the reader will think, is it possible whether mobile phone was discovered in 1945? So could this possibly happen? He will think, is this argument logical? He will think about the arguments forwarded by the writer, and he will think whether it is logical. Can human logic admit this one? What alternatives are there? Then he will think about, he will look at something. Then he will look whether some alternatives are there. Is this a factor, an opinion? Is this some scientific word? Is this is an opinion or view of the writer? Do you agree or disagree with the author? Sometimes when the reader may not agree with the writer. What is the best solution to this problem? If the writer forwards some problem, and if the writer tells some solutions for the problem, the reader may be thinking that this is not the correct solution for the problem, something else is the correct solution for the problem. So judging, that's what's happening when you're indulging in a critical level of reading. Then the last one is creative level of reading. Here you read something just for aesthetic purpose. Creative level of reading is a level of reading in which the reader reads the text for the aesthetic purpose. It may be for the fulfillment of aesthetic pleasure or in search of creative elements in the text so that to get clear idea on the latest trend in literature. If you have got some aesthetic sense, that means ability to enjoy the beauty of something, beauty of writing, beauty of words, beauty of themes, beauty of presentation of themes. That is aesthetic sense. So if you have those aesthetic sense, then you will read novels, stories and such things just for enjoying the beauty of presentation, the beauty of words. And sometimes if you are a literature student or if you are interested in literature, sometimes you will be reading some literary quizzes just for knowing about the latest trends in literature. Different eras have introduced different trends in literature. Just like just look at English literature. There is old English, then modern English. Then you can see there is narrative poems, then romantic poems, then realism, surrealism, expressionism. So these are different things, different schools happen in literature during different eras. So a literary student or literature student may be indulging in creative level of reading just for getting some ideas on the latest trends in literature. Some other people read or indulge in creative level of reading for just for satisfying their aesthetic feelings. So what does the writer focus when indulging in creative level of reading? He will not be looking at the content. He will be looking at the style of presentation, the beauty of words, the beauty of language, the difference in the usage of language, the innovative presentation of different items of language. So these are different levels of reading. You should try to help your students develop different levels of reading. First, you can make them develop literal level of reading, and gradually you should create in them aesthetic sense. Then you can make them develop creative level of reading, and you can make them develop inferential or interpretive reading level, and you can make them develop critical level of reading. Only when your students are able to indulge in all such types, such levels of reading, only when your students acquire or reach all such levels of reading, you can claim that you have helped your students develop their reading skill. Thank you.